New York's top Democrats on Capitol Hill are throwing their weight behind Harris. An announcement cements the vice president's position as the party's likely nominee to take on Donald Trump. Kevin Fry of Washington, D.C. starts us off with tonight's top story. Good evening, Kevin.
Yeah, good evening, Errol. It's a long-running joke here in Washington. The Democrats are, quote, in disarray. Well, tonight they are very much in array, it seems, behind Kamala Harris with today's announcement from these two top Democrats, which seemed almost like an inevitability. Vice President Kamala Harris in Wisconsin, leading her first rally since President Joe Biden exited the campaign.
I will spend the coming weeks continuing to unite our party so that we are ready to win in November.
Back in Washington, that unity was on display Tuesday. The top Democrats in Congress, Brooklyn's Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer, formally throwing their support behind the VP.
Kamala Harris is a common sense leader who knows how to deliver real results for hardworking American taxpayers. Kamala Harris is a courageous leader who has worked hard throughout her entire career to keep our communities safe.
A huge parade of Democrats, from moderates to progressives, already had lined up behind Harris in the 2 days since Biden bowed out. So why did Schumer and Jeffries wait? Schumer says Harris asked for the opportunity to earn the nomination on her own, in effect avoiding the appearance of a coronation.
It was a bottom-up process. People just rallied right to her side. The enthusiasm in this big, diverse, representative party was amazing. It was palpable. You could cut it with a knife.
The two leaders also heaped praise on Biden, Schumer appearing to hold back tears.
At his core, he's just an honorable man, a family man, a man of deep faith. We love him. We truly do.
Asked about reports that he had asked Biden to not seek re-election, Schumer said this.
He put his country first and made the right decision.
Now, Schumer and Jeffries are planning to sit down with Harris. When that meeting is going to happen remains unclear. The only answer we've gotten repeatedly is soon. And now Schumer was asked today who he thinks would be a good VP choice for Kamala Harris. He dismissed that question, sidestepped it completely, saying, ask the vice president. Errol?
Okay, so now, Kevin, they do have some legislative goals that they want to achieve, both Senator Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, right? I mean, did they talk at all about how this is going to play into their particular goals of winning or keeping their majorities?
Right. So they expressed a great deal of confidence today that they will be able to hold on to the Senate and also flip the House. Of course, flipping the House would make Hakeem Jeffries the next Speaker of the House, in effect. Now, the Senate is going to be a bit of a hard sell. They're facing some really competitive races, particularly in Montana and also Ohio. The House, seemingly a little bit more, at least a couple months ago, was almost kind of a given. There were only a few seats that Democrats would need to win. There are some clear, obvious pathways to that. But as we've talked about before, particularly in places like New York, where there are a lot of these competitive seats, Biden's polling has been sagging compared to 4 years ago. So there was a lot of concern that he could be an anchor on their ability to flip those seats and basically create a Democratic trifecta. There is at least some feeling from Democratic aides I've spoken to and also from their general demeanor today that having Kamala Harris atop the ticket provides some energy, some galvanizing effect that maybe, just maybe, could help down ballot. But time will tell.
Okay, and as far as the top of the ticket, Kevin, those same aides and strategists that you're talking with, do they see this as a long shot? I mean, the time really is very short with this brand new nominee.
It's a long shot in terms of the sense that, yeah, this is weirder than any campaign we've ever seen. But I also remind you that campaign cycles in places like the UK are often many, many times shorter than what we're watching right now. Keep in mind, she also already has the ID. She's already gotten about $100 million raised within the first 36 hours or so. So they may be obviously making up for lost time, but now the Trump campaign is going to have to completely adjust and try to figure out their campaign strategy to counteract Kamala Harris. And from the Democratic point of view, this seems to be providing a lot of energy that this campaign had been lacking with Biden atop the ticket.
Okay. Thanks very much, Kevin.